Good evening fellas, welcome back to our channel. I'm gladly to welcome you at the new review of the old but gold Frostpunk. So the 11-bit studios brings us Frostpunk, an initiative city build game set in a post-apocalyptic frozen England. Time to dig out my boots, snowshoes and put hot soup in my thermos. This adventure looks like it could be a long one. Gameplay. Well, actually, a band of people gather, they set off and create new world when they can thrive. It's very cold and many will not make the perilous journey. I have a sneaking suspicion that I will make it, not only make it, but the people will look me up and in my hands will be the responsibility of creating the last city on Earth and saving humanity. Pressure off. If I fail, no one will ever read the history books. Frostpunk starts out by giving me three options. I can play a specific scenario from the main game, play endless mode, or play a new home. The main game is devised by 11-bit studios. Well, I'm jumping straight into the first scenario. I started with a few people, a stockpile where my goods were placed, and a generator. There were a few resources littered around and I have my men collecting some coal and some wood. I fire up the generator, I build a cookhouse, a hunter's hut, a workshop, medical facilities, tents and the usual stuff. This all sounds familiar to other games and it's essentially it is. Surely, to build a city you need to go through the same process. So how is Frostpunk any different? Well, it's a bloody cold. The weather changes and it gets colder. Frostpunk is set in an icy wasteland. All you have to do is create a city from what resources you have and make sure keep the heat on. Each building has a hunting level and this is determined by two factors: how cool the temperature is outside and how much heat you provide. When the temperature drops, turn off the heating. Keep an eye on cold, because when the generator goes out, it gets a whole lot harder. When your citizens die, gathering resources gets harder, running the buildings gets harder, Frostpunk gets harder. Plan carefully, knowledge is the power. Keep an eye on hope and discontent. If hope falls, so you get banished to the wasteland. Use the laws wisely. This will make life easier for you if you get it right. Make your research count. This is not as easy as it seems. Find the right balance to keep everyone alive, working and happy. Decide where your priorities lie and commit to the plan. The citizens will occasionally make demands of you. You can fulfill them, come up with a compromise or just ignore them. Send your scouts to find other survivors you make city grow. They will also find other resources that you can use. What I like? Well, the generator kicks out heat in the radius around it. Build stand where people will stay warm. Sounds obvious really. More people turn up and you need more tents. You have used the inner circle through, so you have to build outside the heat zone. Upgrade your generator to a larger heat zone, but this consumes more coal. Move your resources around to get more coal, but now the hunter's hut is understaffed and less food is getting to the city. Frostpunk allows you really micromanage your teams. There is a lot to stay on top, and it's not by any scratch or imagination an easy game. I failed to make it double digit in a days at the first attempt. The pause function is very much needed. Think about your next move very carefully before executing it. I like the steampunk element, the concept that it can be used to save humanity. The world has been created with incredible depth and attention to the detail. All times I actually feel like these were the times that existed in the past. I even Googled it. I was wrong. The controls are easy to master. Moving around and selecting objectives is a doddle. Getting information is the same. Frostpunk is cleverly crafted as a lot of simplistic system creating and completing overall game. 11-bit studios have totally smashed it. Learning how chess pieces move is fairly simple, but mastering a winning strategy, well, that's a whole board game. The similarities between the chess and Frostpunk very evident. True, I'm not sure we'll be seeing a Frostpunk Grand Champion in any time soon. What I didn't like, it's Frostpunk didn't come with an actual heater and soft fleece. This is very disappointing. The graphics creates an environment of Victorian steampunk elements with a whole load of snow and ice. The buildings all have unique features and set them apart. Some of them more elaborate construction have some nice animations associated with them. The overall sense of cold provided weight, and sentence of desperation for warmth is accounted by realistic environment. The people walk around. You can select them and find out about them if you wish. Wesley's playing Frostpunk is the atmosphere is enchanted by a very haunting soundtrack. The eeriness of the cold accentuated through your senses. The closer you get to the city, the more sounds of the daily hubbub are evident. Mechanics are working in a seamless harmony to provide the resources required to stave off the coldness. Zoom out and hear the howling wind and wind blizzards whipping your against the skin. The essence of cold is around you. Frostpunk is a try and try game. Even after achieving success, there is the curiosity factor doing of different way. There are different maps in endless modes to keep you entertained. Frostpunk has made it mark, and this is the good one. I can see it being played for many years to come. If not by anyone else, searching by me. Through I suspect I shall not be alone. I want my children to play Frostpunk. This is definitely one of the best city builders around, with the icy twist bringing new dynamics to the frustration levels. So the conclusion. Frostpunk is a word awesome. It's beautiful crafted, amazingly simple and wholly captivating. Words truly do not do the magnificent justice, but play it, love it. Many hours are going to be lost. My children's names will fade from my mind as I plan my next move. Frostpunk is a city building game fans delight. 11-bit studios need to go out and hell on the hell of celebration unless the heel freezes over the course. Frostpunk sits the Easy Tom Culture Platinum Award. Thank you for watching, guys. Don't forget to comment and subscribe. The link will be in the video description so you can buy this amazing masterpiece of art. Thanks. Goodbye.